Good morning, good morning. Have we got somebody? You might be able to see we've got some guests here today over in the back here. They're going to be poking around all day today. It's a group of high school college students. College. It's a group of college students who are playing at making a movie. You'll see them coming in and out as we do this today. They're probably not going to actually speak to you. They're supposed to be hanging around in the background. And they're making a mini documentary about our work as part of a school project. And they have a bit of a problem because what I'm about to do is going to show the picture, and they have trouble with this picture. So they're going to try and shoot what they can without showing the actual image itself.じゃあ説明した方がいいですか？何も言えない方がいいですか？
いつも通りにやってくれれば大丈夫。
だから僕は今やってる仕事を説明しなくても OK。
はい、大丈夫です。
じゃあみんながいないと考えて OK です。The usual headphone warning. I'm going to tap once here. For those of you who've got headphones on, be careful, please. 3, 2, 1. Got it. Okay, good morning, good morning. What we're picking up here is the continuation from yesterday's work. We did the pasting down yesterday. I was tracing some of the seaweed patterns. And in a few minutes, I'll be taking that tracing and putting it down on the block for carving. So I'm carving the octopus print in a school project. So this is why I'm not showing it at the moment. And I'm going to ask them to turn their backs for a minute while I paste it down. And then we'll be able to see only the seaweed. So no TV block here. So. But it's funny, there's about 10 of them here this morning, and they're all skulking around, trying not to make noise. So it's like there's a bunch of ninja in the room here, quietly walking around. They're invisible. I can't see them. So. We have a problem here. The block's too small. The block's too small. What have we got going here? Hangi 合わないでしょ。Hangi 頼んだんですが。What have I done? 違うハンギ。I seem to have the wrong blocks here. This is the blocks for the print party print, not the octopus print. We're not fitting here, eh? Okay, short break here while I go upstairs to the block room and see if I can find the real blocks. I prepared 4 blocks for this print. I've had them waiting for the last year and a half. They've been on the shelf right here. And now that I pull them out, I find that they're a little bit too small. So let me go upstairs and see what I can find. I might be back in 1 minute. Who knows what will happen. ちょっと上のハンギの底へ行きますから、ちょっと待ってね。1年半前、ハンギを用意したんですが、今取って大きさが違う。まさか。240 by 360. 240 by 360. 240 by 360. 240 by 360.
握り返すとノイズが入る。違う。こうやってギュッて使うとノイズが入るの、動かすたびに。これでこうやるだけで。だからここでクッて掴んでこう添えるだけ。あとは手首を動かすだけでノイズ入らないから。こうやっても近いの。
Oops, earthquake. ぶつかると向こうが地震。Okay, you know about the same plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. I can't find any blocks. It seems that 2 years ago I made a screw up. I ordered the blocks for the color blocks for this thing, and I got the measurements, and I gave the wrong measurements to the block. This was when we were buying blocks from Matsumura-san, the guy here, the company here in Tokyo. And I ordered the wrong size. So here they are. The blocks have been sitting peacefully waiting for me for the past 2 years, nicely seasoned, beautiful blocks. They're quite nice actually, and they're too small. No tragedy, we'll have another project we can use them for. Obviously, blocks will last for a long, long time. We can use them for another project, but they can't be used for this particular project. And I don't have any other blocks ready right now, so it's going to be good news and bad news for you. On tomorrow's stream, you're going to see me cutting some wood, getting ready to make some new blocks, but I can't do that right now because none of the preparation is done. So today we have to move on to plan B. Luckily there's lots of work waiting for me here. It's going to be involving checking prints. I know the printers in Ome and the printers here have given me a batch of prints to check, and I've got to get them ready to send for packaging to shipping. So let's just change plans here. Put these tools away and get some different tools out. Today's stream will no longer be X-rated. It's now going to go to general, PG. 今日の予定変わった。版木が合わないですね。違うサイズ。2年半前頼んだ版木ですが、僕2年半間違ったかな。寸法24センチとか60センチか。この大きさが欲しかったんですから、この形で頼んだ。まあ、向こうが間違ったか、私が間違った。多分私が間違ったんです。ただ問題ない。明日、明後日から上でまた版木を作ります。だからこのプロジェクトを進むことできますか？今日、ちょっと違うよ。いつも机の上に仕事を置いてありますから、no problem。すりしがフィニッシュしたものを僕は1枚ずつをチェックを発送します。Good。あんまり瞬間じゃないでよかったかな。この仕事結構厳しいよ。すりしはなるべくきれいにできてますが、本当に1枚ずつをチェックしないといつか客さんが届いて開けて、何が問題ですから。僕の仕事。3回チェック。すりしがチェック。僕がチェック。それからパッキングレディーズ。発送する人たちもチェックです。Okay, what do we got here? そう。記者会みたい。音で聞こえると。It's okay. もうみんな楽しみに待ってますから。ボスさんですか？ちょっとこの人たちに挨拶。It's okay. はい。Here's the boss lady for the group here.
ハロー。
そう
ハローやってんのか分かんない。
ちょっとだけ簡単な紹介、英語で。ちょっとだけ短い。What's your school or whatever?
スクール。日本映画大学から来ました。
Yeah, they don't know Japanese. These people
ジ
can...
ャパニーズ。
ジャ
ジャパン。
ムービー
ムービー。
ユニバーシティ。
ユニバーシティ。
Japan Movie University.
Yeah.
はい。Your students there.
First grader. First grader.
First year students. I see. So, as you can see, the state of English education in Japan is really up there with the rest of the world. So it's a movie studies group. I think it's the Japanese Movie University. And because they're first year students, they've been given quite a strict program. They weren't allowed to come here with a camera first. They came here with, you can hear the clicking. What they're going to be doing is making sort of a storyboard, I think. And then go back and have the teacher work it out. And once the storyboard and stuff is all finished, they're going to be filming. I think there's a movie camera here somewhere. They might be doing some video as well. No idea. I'm supposed to ignore them. So I'm supposed to just ignore them, pretend they're not here. So let's try doing that. Konishita, darimo inai. Nobody is here. Let's try doing this. もうボスレディになりましたよ。この今質問ですが、この大学のウェブページありますか？英語のウェブページありますか？
英語のウェブページは
だから大学のウェブページに English バットなりますか？
なります。
ウェブページ住所はわかりますか？
探してみて。
これは写真撮っても大丈夫です
え、なん
か
か全然問題ない。全然問題ない。僕は全然問題ない。このものは自分が問題かどうか。はい。
英語のウェブページあります。
はい、じゃあちょっと入力しますから。They have a website, so let's put it in here. はい。はい、どうぞ。HTTP ですか？読んでください。HTTP。
www
はい。
ドット
はい。
映画EIGA
はい。
ドット
はい。
AC
はい。
ドット JP スラッシュ
はい。
SP
SP。
SP
S。
SSP
SP。はい。
スラッシ
お、またスラッシュ。はい。
ュグローバ
Global。GLOBAL。
yes
はい。
and slash
Slash. We're going inside their website.
index
Index.
dot
はい。HTML.
HTML
If I got it right, that's the website they've given me. You guys can tell if it's right or wrong, whatever. Anyway, that's in Japanese, right? Hey, Nihongo. Eigo button arimasu ka?
切り替わります。
Okay, they tell me there's an English button in there to change it to English as well, but the basic website comes up. This I can see is going to be one of those days. Anyway, I'll try and get something done here. I'm sorry. はい、じゃあ今読んでます。見たですね。This is going to be one of those days. This is the kind of work I normally don't do on stream. I just do it by myself in the evenings. You know, it's not so interesting for people to see. You see what we're doing, of course. Just each one I have to give at least a check before it goes out. And for the most part, we catch errors and catch mistakes. It's going to go through a 3-part check here. You know, the printer already has checked it. She separated some that she thought were problems. I'm going to go through and see that there's basically okay. And then there's a third level of check, which is actually the strictest level of check, is Yasui-san, who's over there. She's the packing lady. She puts these in the folders, and because that takes time, she puts them in the corners one by one by one by one, and she gives it a last little inspection. You know, we don't do that little thing with name cards checked and packed by Yasui. We don't bother with that because it's all, you know, just such a small company here. And we occasionally screw up. You know, I got an email, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. Cameron got an email, showed it to me. It was from a customer who got one of the prints. It was a subscription print in the Mystique series, and it was awful. It was absolutely awful. It wasn't misregistered, but it was obviously clearly one of the test prints when we were first getting the blocks warmed up for a run. And it should never have left the building. And whatever, what can I say? I was drunk at the time, not likely. But it got through, and it shouldn't have gone out. And he wasn't upset or angry. He was just, you know, a bit querying, you know, what, Dave, is this okay? Is this all right? Because it's quite different from the one that's posted on the website. You know? And as soon as we saw it, we realized it's, you know, it must be, again, one of the first test sheets, and it shouldn't have gone out. But so we apologized and sent a replacement. So yeah, we screw up, you know. There's a line, you know, some of them, you know, most ones are clearly okay. Then when there's a specific defect, it might be misregistered, bang, throw it away. And then there's the middle zone where there's just something we think of, like this one I just put out here. The water here is just a bit too, she didn't put quite enough pressure in there. It's a bit too weak. Maybe it's okay, maybe not, I don't know. You know, what I tend to look for then is maybe there's 2 or 3 things. If it's just one thing wrong, it's okay. But if there's 2 or 3, here's one. It's got a bit of it. She left a bit too much paste. If you can see, I should zoom in a bit more maybe here. she left a bit too much paste in the bottom of this. You know, probably no one would ever notice it. It's theoretically not perfect. Is it okay? Well, now that I've pointed it out to you, I've got to reject it because somebody's watching. But you know, where do you draw the line? We really don't know. When they're obvious, you can throw them out. But when there's just a little bit of something wrong, what do you do? Well, there's none of them that are absolutely perfect. Of course, these are handmade objects, and if we kept drilling down, I'm able to find a defect in every one if I keep looking hard enough. It's a question of where do you draw the line. As I said, I normally do this off camera, not because it's secret, but because it's just not interesting work. Then we get a few things like this. There's a dot. There's a paper defect here. I'm going to put a few of these aside because I can do this with my microscope. I can clean that up. Here's one. She didn't notice. There's a big purple blotch, not purple. The sky tone is blotched down here, and that's a symbol that she wasn't wiping carefully around the block, and it's about 3 fingers out, and that's a real warning sign because where there's one, there's usually more. And she didn't notice it, and it's possible I wouldn't notice them. So you got to flip through. There's another one. Bingo. Whenever you see that kind of mistake, they never come in ones; they come in groups. Do you see it? The sky color has been blotched here. So that's out. I'm getting confused. Which is my out pile? That's an out pile. Oh, these are clearly out. Yeah, out. The ones that are really out are easy. You just instantly see them.ストリームの中に1年生ですねといろんな人がいろんなコメントやってますから、僕も覚えてますよ。例えば今大学病院で働いて、彼が今ドクターだったと思いますけど、今僕の1年生の時代覚えてますよ。怖い、どうする、何を分からないとか、そういろんな会話が出たんですよ。Here's another question. So what do we do with stuff like this? I know sometimes there's a defect. It's in the paper. There's one here. I don't know if you zoom closely enough in to show you or not. I don't know. Not sure if it's going to be visible. In the blue area here, you can maybe see there's a little, I can hold it steady enough. See the mark? That's a piece of bark. It's in the paper there. There's sort of 2 things here. One, I can think of this and say, that's not my fault. I didn't do that. That's the paper. And then just go press it through. You know, if the customer complains, I can say it's not my fault. But still, you know, we've come this far. We've done a nice job. Even if my eye gets caught to that one, then perhaps the viewer's eye is also going to get caught. So I think that's too much. If it was buried in the middle of a tree or something here, you wouldn't see it. But because it's in the middle of the open water, it's got to go out. So. And recently, there's lots and lots of those because there's so much bark in the paper. But we can't complain any more than we're already complaining. These prints were done by Tsushima-san over in the Ome workshop, so I haven't seen them before. She makes them over in Ome, sends them over to me here for checking. I send them back to Ome for packing. She's a bit sad over there all by herself. She's the only printer in Ome. There used to be all of us over there. It was a big happy group all printing together. And now she's stuck by herself, so she's really not so happy about that. Okay, those are the OK group. These are the reject group. And this last group, I've got some, I think I can fix a couple of them under the scope. Let's see. There's a dot in the water here. If I... Let's do some surgery here. Oops. It's not going to focus, is it? Hang on just a sec. It's focused? Got it. Okay, you can see it, right? You see it in there? Let's see if we can get it out. If we fail, we fail. If we win, we win. Here, we're opening up the top surface of the paper. If you can see, if I can get closer, I don't know. And inside, there's a little tiny scrap of bark inside the paper. Which we now pull out. Okay, and then to finish off, tiny dab of glue. And close the little flap. The glue, the paste, is the same paste we use when printing, so it's no problem for the print. There we go. And you can still see it there because what you're seeing now is a wet piece of wet paper, but once that dries, that will be completely and totally invisible. Good. You want some brain surgery? Come and talk to me.手術ですね。髪の中にチリがあったんですね。ここで取れますね。Where's my... Oh.ちょっといいですか？ちょっとお願いですか？ここに出ている紙 B5 のサイズ、ちょっとはい出してください。はい。Oh, thank you. Oh, it's great having assistants here. And we get two groups. NG and OK. this will be shipped back to Ome this afternoon, and they will finish up the work and package them, and on the way out they go to the, oh, I forgot. And on the way they go. Okay, moving on. Next one. As I said, this is not going to be so interesting. I'm sorry, but whatever. Hey. What's this? Four prints. Why is she sending me 4 prints? Ah, yeah. She did a batch of these last month or somewhere around there, and some of them were too light. She had been warming up and she hadn't put enough pigment on the block, so I asked her to do those 4 again. You can re-moisten the paper and do it again. So this is 4 left over from the previous batch that she has retouched, and we can do that. Now, even once the paper's dried, we can moisten it and print again, as long as it hasn't been trimmed at all. These look fine now. It's good. They must have been too light on the back of the carp, I think. I remember now. So these 4 are now okay. Now, next one's more fun. This is actually a good news situation. Those of you who've been following our activities for a while know that we've had 2 of our main printers, Kanai-san and Miyashi-san. 2 of our girls have, been making babies. They're off printing. With Kanai-san, it happened, I guess it's 2 years ago. She quit. She left, it would be about 2 years ago. In 2016, of January, she got pregnant, and the fall before that, went off to have her baby. Anyway, long story short, this next batch of prints is made by Kanai-san. She's back at it. She's had her baby a 1.5 years ago. We had no contact with her at all for quite a while. Then, I don't know what it was exactly, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, she wrote to me or called me and said, "Dave, I'm okay now, the kid's getting a bit settled, can I get a little bit of work?" So we shipped over a printing bench to her house along with some basic tools, and she started doing some work for us. Just small little stuff, postcard prints, maybe just 20 copies, something like the one you just saw me checking. And her baby is now, the kid was born in, I don't know the dates exactly. Anyway, the kid is now big enough. It's a 1.5 years old or something like that, and her mother is there to help her. So she's asked us, let's level up. So with her mother there to help, we talked about this on stream yesterday, she's really doing some work, and she's asked us, okay, let's bring it on. Bring me back some real work. So she has now just finished for us a full batch of Ukiyo-e Hero's Fox Moon prints. And I haven't seen them yet, but looking at the top one, this looks to be pretty cool stuff. So it looks like we may have passed the end of that little tunnel. It looks at so the kid's old enough to be making his own prints, right? Is that it? Not quite there yet. So. And these look great. They look spectacular. Well, we knew this was coming because she's been practicing for the past few months on small prints. But here we are. So we now have back on staff, and not another full-time printer, because she still does have the baby, and she still can't take, daily work like this. But we're back up and running. I really hadn't expected that to happen. I expected her to be off for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Let me have a look at these. I doubt there's many of these are going to be rejected at all, because she wouldn't have sent them to me. In fact, maybe at the bottom of the pile here. Yeah, she's done. Here's what she's done. She learned originally from Kubota-san. You've heard me talk about him before. He's one of the outside printers. What he does is when he's finished a batch of prints, he chops the corner off of the ones he thinks are going to be no good. And we had a problem with him doing this, because what he used to do was he chopped the corner off down to here. Bang! The point being, he wanted to make sure we weren't going to sell them. In other words, we don't pay the printer for the ones that are no good. We pay the printer for the ones that are good. And he was afraid that just by chopping if he didn't chop the corner off, we would not pay him for the bad ones, but we'd sell them anyway. I guess there are people out there who do that. I don't know. I can't make comment on that. But the problem was, we had things like maybe there was a bark spot in the moon or something, And he would reject it and chop the print off. And I can fix that with my microscope. So I was frustrated. Kubota-san, no, it's okay. I can fix that. And he's like, no, you can't. I said, yes, I can. So we got him over here one day. And we showed him just what you saw a minute ago. Under the microscope, I can fix it. So he's like, oh. So what he does now, he trusts me now. He cuts the corner off up here so it doesn't affect what will be sent to the customer. And out of these, maybe I can fix some and maybe I can't. Some of them might be actual printing mistakes. But the point being, he now trusts me that we won't pay him for these. Maybe I can fix one and put it in this pile, and then these just go in storage. He trusts me now after the years of working together. As far as, Kanai-san doing this job, it's perfect for her as a single mother at home, absolutely perfect. She can work her own schedule, her own time. The paper goes in the freezer when it's not being active. And we're not telling her deadline, next week. She can take a month to do this. I don't care. So for her, it's an absolute perfect job for a mother at home. She's going to get paid a ton of money for these, and she can work with her kid by her side. Okay, anyway, I gotta get some of this checking done. 2年半前ぐらい、うちの数理士の一人が、赤ちゃん生まれたんですから仕事辞めちゃったって。彼女は、いや、もう分かんないよ。学校に入ってから6年後、7年後とか考えたんですが、もう今始まった、2年の間に。お母さんと一緒に住んでますから、お母さんが、おばあちゃんが子供の面倒ですから、お母さんが仕事ができる形です。でちょうどいい自分の家でできる仕事。ボスがないとか自分の時間子供がうるさいと作品を冷凍庫に入れて本当にパーフェクトワーク。彼女もハッピー、僕もハッピーです。このような素晴らしいスリお母さんのようなものが作ったんですよ。昔は職人しかできない仕事です。今若い女性すごいパワーありますからごめんなさいね男性ちゃんと女性もできる仕事です。他の工房が考えられないです。職人。まあ女性、できますよ。できます。若いお母さんもできますよ。丁寧。彼女は本当に丁寧ですよ。I'm having a hard time figuring out why she's cut the corners off some of these here. I don't really see any difference here. What time are we? That could be Rei-chan, could be Cameron-san, who knows? Let's see. I don't really see any difference here. I think I'll put that one in for good. Oh, Cameron-san, good morning.
Good morning.
Did you remember these guys were coming? I didn't.
I did not either.
Help! Come in and grab a chair.
Yes.
So. Actually, it's going to be a day today.
Uh-oh.
Problem number one already. I was going to start carving the first color block on our octopus print.
Not today.
No, actually,
Oh, okay.
I was going to go ahead with that anyway.
Oh,
Not
okay.
because these guys are here. But I got the color blocks. These have been color blocks that have been sitting waiting on my shelf here for over 2 years now.
Yeah.
I ordered all the blocks for the whole print at the beginning, at the start.
Right.
So today we got the first color separation.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
どうしたんですか?
Okay. They told me to ignore them, so I'm just ignoring them.
Okay.
I got the blocks ready. Tried to paste it down for the first color separation. Now there's the key block, and there is the color block.
They're very different in size.
They're different in size. Normally very different in size. They're unusable. And whatever. I'm going to have to go back. It seems I screwed up when I ordered the color blocks like over 2 years ago. And they've been sitting on the shelf waiting for me. And they were specially ordered really, really beautiful, nice
wood.
blocks.
Yeah.
And they're the wrong size. That's okay. It's no tragedy. One, because we can use these for something else.
Yeah.
There will be lots of projects over the years. That's no problem. These
Right.
blocks will just have to wait a couple more years.
Is that
The
a
second is-
hero size or too big for you?
No, there's something in between. I don't know what the heck I did. I have no idea what I did.
Okay.
No idea.
Sad.
What they look like the original size of that octopus print before being blown up. And I must have just used my notes and sent the wrong number because
Yeah.
I, of course, we're scaling it up for our own print. so-
Right. And
Anyway.
it's not one you made in house. It's one you.
I ordered it back when we
Okay.
were still able to order them.
Got it.
So. Anyway, no problem. We have some wood upstairs that's actually Ayamas and I haven't had a project for. We've got some Nishikiban size wood upstairs.
Okay.
So when he gets here this morning, I'll chat with him and we'll get busy
Saw it
making
up.
saw it up and pressing some new blocks. It's dried. It's been drying for a couple of years.
Okay.
So we have raw wood upstairs waiting, which I didn't have a project for, and now that will be sourced for this project here. So, but the stream today became a little bit scrambled. You know, I
Yeah.
can't sit there and make wood blocks all of a sudden.
No.
So it's okay. There's tons of work on my desk.
So
It's checking.
nice.
So she did. Kanai-san, she did such a nice job. Such a nice job. Oh, I should. You want to take the
Yeah,
computer?
is
Here.
that
Let me get
okay?
back to you. This all that junk from yesterday. I'm sorry.
Good morning, everyone. Kanto says, no, it is a tragedy. He said it's not a tragedy that the blocks are the wrong size, but no, it
Well,
is.
it's a very minor tragedy
minor
in a world
tragedy.
scale of things. So.
Yeah. Start working on the micro octopus.
or throw away the key block and start
Yeah.
it again on
Yeah,
a different
just
size.
start
Yeah,
it all
yeah,
over.
yeah. So.
Okay, great. Chibi octopus. Oh no. Good morning, everyone. Hello.
This is not hugely interesting work. I've just got to just cast my eye over these. They're probably okay. Kanai-sen's checked them already. She's quite strict.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's cut the corners in. I see one of them. I can't see why she's cut the corner. It seems okay to me. And the other ones that she's cut the corner off are either, it's the first few test copies where the color was just, look at this, you can see this guy, it's just too weak. She was just getting warmed up, getting the blocks.
Got it.
She knows. In fact, what we do is before she starts printing, she puts the sheets of paper that might have lots of defects. She puts those at the front of the pile.
So that they're
Because
the ones who get test
Yeah,
printed
yeah,
out.
we know the first test prints are no good anyway, so we sort of, there's too much gomi inside that paper. So that's no problem. Every batch is always going to have a few of those. Then the other ones I couldn't see what is, and I see actually there's a tiny bit of misregistration here in the blue. And on this one, I think she was still getting her registration just sorted out. So there's no problem. We'll go with what she said. There's another one here too. It's a bit misregistration, tiny bit. It's microscopic, but let's go with the flow here. She's asking.
But you have a microscope, so you can see it.
So, but one of them, I cannot find any problem. Registration, check. Smooth color, check. No gomi, check. I think she's testing me.
Are you going to approve this one or not?
So it's a challenge. I can't find anything wrong. But sometimes it's really funny, like she left off one color or something, but you don't see it when you're here. So
Right.
Why did she reject this one? I cannot see anything wrong with it.
Anything on the back? Someone says flip it over, but I don't know if they're talking about this. No, that's too far
That's
up.
out, that's out. That's not a
yeah.
problem. No.
No idea.
But this is how it happens. We got that email from that customer a while ago with a rejected print. Remember
Yeah.
that Mystique print? He was really disappointed,
and
and
it
it
was too
was. It should never have
faded.
gone.
Yeah.
So there is this. If I do this, if I do accept this, because my eye is not catching it, the customer's eye is going to catch it, and
Yeah.
there we go. How did I ever send that out? This happens. This happens.
Yeah.
There's one more backstop. Yasui-san is the
Yeah.
next level of backstop.
Yeah.
But she's stricter than me. But she's not a printmaker. So anyway, let's go. I gotta go. These are mostly going to be flipped through because I'm sure she's done a very careful check.
People are saying you've been coughing and it's clipping. Are you coughing? I haven't even noticed.
I seem to have every spring when the weather changes.
Yeah.
It gets every time the environment changes. I'm okay for a while. Then when it becomes damp, I cough for a bit, and then when it's
And then the
Autumn,
dampness
I
stops
cough a
and
bit,
it heats up and then you
it's
cough.
been going on for years and years and
Huh.
years. Now, if you go back, like when I was recording a story a week, every week,
Yeah.
I used to go down to my basement in Oban. I'd start recording, and I'd come back up to do the editing. Like there was too many coughs in the middle, which I hadn't even noticed. So at one point, I went to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be warned. Persistent cough is an early sign of lots of different things that could
Yeah.
be going wrong with you. So I went to the hospital for a medical check. It's probably when I was 60. They send you these papers from the city office, free checkup because you've hit 60 and hit 65 and stuff.
Yeah.
So I went there and chatted with her. It was an institute lady doctor. And I described it to her that it was coughing, came back and was persistent and disappeared. So she says, that could be serious, whatever. So she gets this endoscope kind of thing, this black camera, and she sticks it up my nose and around and down into my throat. It's okay. It sounds awful, but it was whatever. And she looks around in my throat and down into all this area and whatever, makes me cough, blah, blah, blah. And she says, no, you're okay. You're okay. I said, well, what is it? She says, well, you have a cough, whatever. But the point is, I did go and I did get looked at to see if there was something going wrong, And then last year, of course, as we know, I was in the hospital for 2 days for a big major checkup to see if things were okay. The big scan inside the big round machine and what's it called? That big circular thing you roll in on the
scan
table or whatever.
thing?
I
Or
think
an
it was
MRI,
CAT. I
there's
think it was a
another one
CAT
too?
scan.
CAT
I'm not sure. The
scan,
machine
yeah.
looked similar.
Yeah.
Because I was 65, you hit that barrier and go for a checkup.
Yeah.
So whatever, if anybody's worried about the cough, whatever, I am, now and then visiting hospital,
Yeah.
get checked up and see what I'm doing. So.
Ken Hallett says he got the Patreon chibi, so. Excuse me.
Your coughing camera, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm sneezing. And he says it looks great. Very nice work, as expected.
No,
so
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us know it arrived.
I hope all 500 people don't let me know it arrived.
A lot of email.
I
Dear
think this-
Dave, it's here. Thanks. Signed, customer number 1.
So I think,
Dear Dave. It's
all right. I think that software glitch we had the other day where I hadn't put the program right, remember it wasn't showing up. I think
Yeah.
that's okay now. So everybody
Okay.
should have got their prints,
All
I
right.
think, right?
That's great. Yeah. Should be good. Bless you, Cameron. Thanks.
She's done a nice job with this. Now, she's done the sky twice. What she's done is rather than try and power it in once, Kubota-san would just power it in, bang, done. But she doesn't have that kind of physical power. So what she's done is she's printed the sky twice, lighter. And I like it better that way. It gives it a richer, velvety sort of feel. She's probably taken her brush and she's moved her brush at this kind of angle for the first time, and a slightly different angle for the second time. So totally the brush strokes get cancelled out.
Yeah.
There's a bit, you can see the wood grain. That's okay. The wood grain slightly comes out.
Yeah.
And the stars are just perfectly clean and popped,
Very nice.
So this is a tough print to do nice because any glitches in the back, it would spoil it. It's supposed to be deep, velvety black sky. I'm so happy she's back on board.
Yeah, she's doing great work from the little I've seen.
And then when I phoned her this week, after this was done, I phoned her to talk about the next job. And we need more copies of the Fuji at Tago Bay print.
Oh, right.
But that's 26 impressions, all kinds of gradations. I wasn't sure if she was ready to take on, something like that with the little kid in the house. But she said, yeah, go for it.
Let's do it.
So the blocks are over there now.
Dead Steve asks, she hasn't lost much skill since the break.
Whatever, the print's fine. It may have taken her twice as long. I don't know. I don't know the backstory, but the physical prints look very nice. They're done properly. They're neat. They're clean. There's no glitches. And the proportion of good ones to bad ones. What did she reject? There's 1, 2,
4, 5?
5. Give me a break. This is magnificent. Magnificent. I myself, I was the first printer on this job when we did this back in 2012. I did the first batch of 60 or something, I forget. So I've been there. I know what this is about. I know the difficult parts. I know the easy parts. I know how to do these. I'm very, very happy. This is wonderful. Sorry for viewers that this is not specifically interesting, but it's a job I have to do, and this is the job on my desk this morning. So, excuse me.
Let's see. The next step is, yes, these go back to Jed for signature before sale. So
Yeah, they're going to go back to Ome for.
Ome first usually.
Yeah, we're going to trim them to size. These are still oversized, so I'm going to trim them to size. Actually, I know sometimes with Kubota-san, I have to do the embossing myself because Kubota-san still refuses to do the name embossing on these.
Why?
because he's just, I'm shocking. Don't need my name. It's okay. Just blow through, blow through. So it's partly true, and it's partly he's just lazy, and partly he just wants to get going on it. He doesn't, but in his own tradition, it's not part of what's done.
Okay.
So that's okay, no problem. So I put that in on Kubota-san's. Kanai-san, she's quite happy to put her name on. So
Yeah.
she's got the embossing plate, and she has done that herself as the last stage
Yeah.
of.
It's tell on the camera without zooming in, but it's there.
Whatever, yeah. I don't want to mess around. It's there. It's
Oh yeah, that shows up nicely.
Does it show Horiboru Suri Kanai Chiharu? We put her first name on it.
Yeah.
So I will trim these upstairs on the guillotine to get them all to size. And then they'll probably go to Ome, because if we were desperate right now to get these, we would send some to Jed immediately for signing and
Right.
sealing and returning. But we already have some in stock, so we're okay. This is projected future needs.
Mm-hmm.
So they will go and sleep in the Ome storeroom, and then Jed will either order some for purchase himself to sell through his own website, or we will send some to him for paying a royalty. He will sign and seal, return to us for selling in the Asakusa shop. Online sales for these are all handled by Jed. You can't buy from us online. You have to go to the ukiwaheroes.com website.
Right.
This is Jed's publication. We are simply acting as a factory.
Yeah.
I think we have a pop there. Let's see if I can get that out. Hang on a sec. Time for Dr. Bull to get involved again here. Let's see. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Hang on a sec.
Arts Plunge asks, did you say 26 impressions?
The Tago no Ura has, it's 23 or 26. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's 20, low, middle 20s.
20 plus.
That's all I remember. I'm sorry. It's been years since I myself made it. We have a Junjo Zuri here. In fact, it's with the block set. So Kanai-san has that. Junjo Zuri, meaning step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5.
Right,
and
yeah.
all the whole sets. This is not 26. We're talking about two different prints.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Tago Bay is 26. This one is about 15 or 16. I don't remember exactly. I don't know. It's not visible from the back, so there's lots of good white paper underneath it. It's clearly visible from the front. It's a piece of bark, but it's not sitting on top of the paper. There's a layer of paper on top of it, layer of fibers. So what I'd like to do, if I can get away with it, is slice about half into the paper a little door flap. We just tried doing this before you came with one of the other parents. Open.
Time for another episode of CR, Carving Room. Dr. D.
Yeah, this one, I may not be able to do this because what's happened is it's popped up. It's attached to the flap. I was going to hope to open the flap. I can't. So this is a tough one. There's so little skin on top of it. The chiri, the bark, is now buried inside the flap. There's paper below it. There's the bark scrap and there's paper on top of it. So this is a tough one. Also, it's really thick, which means there's going to be a hole there. So I think we might lose this one, but
Can't lose this
but
patience.
so bring in the extra skilled surgeon. Let's try this. We just cut a piece of paper, the same paper. The same size from the same sheet.
We're losing it.
Losing what?
The
Focus.
patience. That was being funny.
This might take me a couple of tries to get right. And we surgically remove this thing.
Reputation complete.
Reputation complete. We still get a bit of flap.
They're just funny.
I'm sure they're
Wipe
joking
his
around.
brow,
I'm sure they're
everyone's-
joking
I'm
around.
sweating.
It's okay.
Washi graft. This is intense.
Other publishers do worse things. You know what Numabi-san does is he's got, what do you call it, shuseki. That white blotting stuff. You know, when you make a typing error, you put that
Oh.
white tape on top of it.
Yeah.
He does that with his prints. Adachi repaints. They paint on top with a brush.
Really?
Yeah.
How bizarre.
And our rule has been, all the years, my rule has been never do anything on the prints. All the years I was working as a solo craftsman.
Right.
One thing, I didn't have the microscope, and second is I didn't think, my idea was, no, if you didn't make it perfectly, just don't send it out.
Yeah.
But we've got a situation here where it's a tiny defect in the bark.
Yeah.
By doing this, using the same paste that we used to make the print itself. And I do believe
Beautiful work, Doc.
we may have got away with this one. It's still, you can still see because it's wet. The pigment, the paste is a tiny bit down. But I can tell you, we'll try this. We'll put this one away, Cameron, up here on top, in front of your computer there.
Okay.
And 4 or 5 minutes from now, when that paste has dried,
Yeah.
let's see if we can find it.
Just put it right here for now.
And there's a simple rule about these after you're doing these repairs. If after it's finished and dried, putting it away for a few minutes so I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
If I can find it, then we don't send it out. But if I can't find it, it's good to go.
Open bark surgery. These
No,
are-
you see my
they're
point,
just
though,
being
so
funny. Yeah, that
if
makes
there's-
a lot of sense. If it's invisible after it's dried.
If even the surgeon himself can't find it, actually it's not so much surgery. It's what do they call it for tailors? Invisible mending. You know, you tear your suit or something like
Yeah.
this or whatever. You know, and a real good tailor with access to the proper kind of thread and materials, whatever, he can do an invisible mend in your suit that you'd never know it was there.
Got it.
And that's the key. If it's is it a good job or not? If the guy who did it can't find it,
Then that's good.
then it's good.
Success.
So you hold it there. Before I forget,
Okay.
pass it back to me in a few minutes, and we'll see if we can find the.
Who will inform the family about this tragic loss? Looks like there is no tragic loss.
No, not this time out. I don't think. But I tell you, if I had time to do more of this, you know about the box over there with the great wave prints inside, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any idea now how many there are. I don't know, hundreds. Some of them are no good because we've had a defect in registration or something, or
Yeah.
just we screwed up something in their doing. But dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of them have just simply bark. And because the Great Wave has such a huge open white sky, lots of them were spoiled by bark.
Yeah.
And Kubota-san and Yamamoto-san, they both try. They try and arrange the paper, they flip it back and forth to try and make sure the bark goes into the invisible areas.
Yeah.
So it's waiting. We have, if I had nothing else to do for the next 3 or 4 days, I could fix 50 or 60 copies of the Great Wave.
Maybe make it through the wait list.
No, it's not that many, but but it's frustrating, you know. So. And I'm sure someone's gonna say, "Hey, just sell them at a discount, and they can do it-yourself surgery, you know, or whatever." So you know.
Great Wave bookmarks. Bookmarks, I tell you. Just cut them into
There's
strips.
lots of suggestions. I
So
know
sad.
Doi-san wants to turn them into fans, uchiwa fans,
Huh.
and then we can cut postcard-sized pieces out of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to cheapen it. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
wonderful special project we've built, you know, a beautiful print, and I don't want to sort of just cheapen it and sell scraps of it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you know.
Yeah.
This is not surgery. This is simply there's a dot here which will come off the surface of the paper. And the focus doesn't work. Hang on. Do I need to zoom in? Oh, no. This one's simple. It'll just take a second. It'll just pop off. This is not surgery.
It's cosmetic.
Yeah, there's a little bit of bark, but it's sitting on top of the paper. So all it needs is just a simple little slip. But it's right there in the moon, right next to his nose. There, do you see it popping off?
Yep. Done.
Gone. So, nothing about that. Nothing difficult with that one.
Today's gonna be a hot one.
It already is, isn't it? Hey, I'm sweating already. So,
And it's 9:01.
It's fun to think about where these are going. You know, there's there's 60 of them here. You know, they're going to go all over the world. You know, where they will end up. We've sort of talked about this before. These prints were made side by side, one by one by one.
Yeah.
These sheets of paper were born together. It's one lot of paper from the paper maker.
Right.
So right out in the field, the mulberry grew together, was sliced up, cooked, and separated. Went to a paper maker as a batch of mulberry fiber.
Mm-hmm.
So the mulberry was neighboring mulberry plants, turned
Yeah.
into sheets of paper that are, you know, made from the same mulberry plants, neighboring sheets. The printer puts the pigment on the same paste, the same pigments. So these are like, they're as close to clones as you're going to get, right down to the molecular level.
Yeah.
The DNA in the mulberry plant, you know, is equal. And this right now is basically the last time they're going to be together. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to trim them, send them over to Yasui-san. Then they go into a drawer. And from that point, they'll start to get separated. Jed will send an order. I need 20 more Fox Moons. 20 of them get picked up. And number sheet 21 says, I want to go too. I want to go too. You know, don't go, don't go. So at that point, the family starts to get split up, you know.
Yeah.
Then Jed gets the 20. He signs and seals them, and there's 20 orders coming. One goes to Britain, one goes to Australia, one goes to Afghanistan or whatever, you know. And the family, bit by bit by bit, gets split up all over the world. you
Yeah.
know. Stupid idea, whatever, you know, but I can't avoid that feeling all the time, you know.
All those beautiful siblings, they say.
But they're molecularly identical, you know, because it's the same mulberry plants and the same paste and the same everything, you know. The batch we made of Fox Moons 5 years ago, it was different mulberry from a different farm, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sentimental day.
I don't know, sentimental or just, I don't know, I care about this stuff, you know, I
Yeah.
don't know, it just sounds a bit maybe pretentious or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if you didn't think like this, you'd end up just being a mechanical, slam them out, who cares, just blow away this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm overly stupid about this, but it doesn't hurt in terms of the finished products we send out, you know. You can laugh all you want, whatever, you know.
Kantar. Mokuhan-kan, breaking up mulberry families for decades. So sad.
It's not as bad as a pet shop. The cats go all out, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. So you know,
Yeah.
at least there's no screaming mother here, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
These were born to be independent, and independent they will be. So you know. We get asked sometimes that somebody would want, give me one of the early ones in the stack or something, you know,
Yeah.
like this. When they talk about limited editions,
Hmm.
when someone looks at a woodblock print that was made in a limited edition, they feel like number 1 or number 2 was the first one made,
Yeah.
and number 100 it's the last one and stuff. And it doesn't. That's not how it works, you know.
Yeah.
Of course not. While we were in
You've
the
just
process,
changed the order of the pile now.
yeah, look at this stuff because we don't care. But I mean, in the process run, she
Hmm.
will never change the order because, like we said, number 1, number 2, number 3 are test runs for each color.
Right.
So the printers are very careful. The order stays exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
We don't number them on the back of the sheets, but the printer knows exactly which one is the first one and the next one, the next one. They never vary because it's really important because the blocks expand as we're printing. And number 1 and number 99, whatever, might be actually a different size. And if you mix up the stack, you're really screwed for illustration. So during the printing process, the order is kept tight. But as soon as they go out for drying, you know, she'll start stacking them up and flying. Then at that point, we don't care. The order at that point starts to randomize.
Yeah.
And by the time it's got to me, this has been shuffled a bunch of times in the process of drying. I'm going to shuffle it even more while I'm checking. I'm now going to trim them in batches of 10 or so, shuffling even more. So from then on, the stack has now become, it's not randomized in a mathematical sense, but it's no longer ordered.
Right. Thanks, Historia and Dead Steve, for responding at the same moment. Someone asked, "Oh, where do we buy these?" So, thanks for sharing the links.
It's okay. It's Jed's one, ukiheroes.com. So. Again, to emphasize, this is an ongoing project. I know this Fox Moon, we intend to keep these in print, quote, forever, unquote. The blocks are still in fantastic condition. There's not the slightest wear. Like the blocks, even some places like this, they still show the sharp clunkiness of a new block because we're taking care so well. We're taking care of these blocks. I forget what we're up to now. It's about 1,000 or
one's,
so. I think it's about
I think
1,000.
we may have
yeah.
passed 1,000.
Yeah,
by
maybe
now.
so. And these blocks, if we keep taking care of them as well as we're doing, these blocks will be in service here at Mokohankan after I am gone. You know, they will do that well. And if they do at some point wear out, we have a decision to make. And because there's still demand for it, the demand for these is never going to die, I don't think.
Yeah.
Not as long as Nintendo's legacy is here on the world, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, we would just carve edition number 2. We would carve a new block set for this.
Mhm.
Or in consultation with Jed, Jed might say, tell you what, the blocks have died. Let's change the design a little bit. If we're going to recarve it anyway, it's a chance to fix a couple of things he might think of as being he wants to change. And that could be a factor. So this batch of whatever it turns out to be, 2,000 or 3,000, would be retired.
Yeah.
And then the next variation of Fox Moon, maybe he's changed the pose a bit. Or we just simply carve the same thing again. It's up in the air at this point. I'm going to reject one more. She's missed. There's a registration. She's got the cloud. The cloud is popped into the
Tail
into the
feather.
falcon's tail. Yeah.
Was that 6 out of 70 or something? That's still
Yeah, she's
wonderful.
got, it's probably not visible, but it makes this thing look a bit fuzzy. Do you see it? The bottom end of that stick looks fuzzy because of the misregistration.
Oh, okay.
And there's
Yeah.
a bit of a white. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the. Probably not. But
So I don't know, too strict or not, but let's play the game the proper way. Because people are watching.
yeah, we'll sneak it back into the.
But I've done
pile
one. I
later.
put one in that she rejected,
Oh, that's
and I'm
true.
rejecting one that she put in. So far the count is
Staying-
count is
holding.
okay. You know. And this is why we multiple people check. She checks, I check, Yasui-san checks, because it's you can't catch them all.
Yeah. Oh, suddenly people have started talking about football, sport ball,
Oh,
whatever we're
jeez.
calling
Did
it.
you see the news this morning about that? Oh boy, I don't want to think about that. I know Japan is through, but they did so in an unsportsmanlike way.
No.
No, while they were still playing, they heard the news from the other stadium, which basically affects their results. So they played the last 10 minutes or so without playing, just holding the ball. Both Japan and Poland were good to go. Poland was already out, Japan was already in,
Yeah.
as long as nobody screwed up.
Yeah.
If they got 1 or 2 more yellow cards or if 1 goal against them, they would have been out.
Yeah.
So they played the
Really
quote,
safe.
safe way, and the people in the stadium had to watch guys just sit there, passing the ball back and forth.
Play around. Oh, that's too bad.
And I'm not a football. There's no.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Another-
football fan. I can't criticize them because I'm a you know I only know about this, read about this when the World Cup is on.
Yeah.
So it sounds unsportingly, but the comment I read this morning said, look, those are the FIFA rules. Those are the rules those guys have established. So these guys are just playing within the scope of the established rules. You do what you have to do to get through. If that's the rules, those are the rules. You know. I think in the old days it was worse. The final games were not played at the same time. So you'd get a station where one game in the morning decided already. So the game in the afternoon, they already knew who was going to go through. So the whole game would be played by just guys not wanting to make a mistake or screw up. So just tap the ball back and forth.
Interesting.
So now they play the game simultaneously, but there's iPhones and there's stuff that the
Yeah.
communication gets through to the stadium and they know what's happened over there.
Yeah.
So for me, seen as an outsider, the solution would be to play the game in isolation and not allow any communication. You know, put it in a Faraday cage so nobody
Yeah.
can read emails from somebody else. You know, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not a sucker. No. But some of the British commentators were really, really. One commentator said, you know, I've been kind of warming up to these Japanese team because they really showed some guts, but now I hope they get blown away in a minute in the next game, you know, because it was unsportingly to do this.
Got it.
But again, I don't know myself. I'm just repeating what I read
Yeah.
the same. But
So
yeah,
is
they're
Japan playing against England?
no, they get
Oh,
Belgium
no.
first, and they're going to get blown out, totally blown out. They're okay, but they're now out of the league. In even someone like me can see this. You know.
Yeah.
So it's been a fun run so far, and they've made their fans happy. But they're now about it's no longer playtime. It's welcome to the real world,
Yeah.
and they're going to get destroyed,
Got it.
annihilated. And especially because of what they just did, the other team is going to be thinking, you know, that's not how we pros play the game.
Yeah.
So a lot of the respect is gone.
Would you like to check the patient?
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yes, send it back, sir. Send it back. Hi, thank you. It's still a tiny bit visible, is it? What do you think? Can you see it there?
I did see it too.
Can they see it? I don't know.
Yeah. Shows up on the screen.
Is it there? I can't see from where I sit
Yeah,
now, but
that's visible. Then Steve
somewhere-
says, "We see."
we see. Now, actually, it's still wet, actually.
Is it? I don't think anything will dry in this weather.
So that's so. Yeah, it's there still. Okay, well, fair enough. Let's put it in there. Because people are watching, we have no choice, right?
Yep. So that's a tiny light dot. Everyone's saying.
Okay, there we go. That's this one. Right. Okay. But I'm very, very, very happy. The fact that
Yeah.
she's back,
Making
she's doing a
beautiful
job like this.
things,
So these will go to Ome first. No, I have to do them on a guillotine first upstairs.
Yeah.
Trim off that top. And we go to Ome. So
Chop off their heads.
what else is on my desk here? That's done. That's done. That's okay. One more small batch. This is Nei-chan yesterday. You see what you did?
Oh, yeah.
This is going over to you this morning, Cameron Sam.
Oh
It's
no.
next month's certificates. Are you starting to sweat yet?
Yeah.
Please do. Oops, I'm off screen again. Where are we here? There's not much I can check with these yet, but what has she done here? Oh, she's put a few upside down. Here we are. Here we go. This is
These are the
Nei-chan.
bad ones.
Nei-chan has put X on these, and these were supposedly okay. So let's have a look and see. Yeah, it's misregistered. Left to right. She's turning out to be so nice too, you know. Oh, see, both. This would have been her first registration test. So that's right. These are no good. And I can't really check these yet. All I can see is if the printing's okay, but how it's going to work out in the
On the certificate.
on the certificate, I don't know. So, did you see who the first reactions are coming back from people who got these the last
no,
few
I
days?
hadn't
Yeah,
heard.
yeah, yeah. They're people have been posting on the blog, you know,
Oh, great.
and I think the same. Basically, people are making the same comment. This is fun, is what they said. This was fun. You know.
Well, good.
And I think so too. It's a bit lighthearted. I know.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with people who are supporting you to the extent they do on the Patreon? You know, I can't give the money back to them because that
Defeats the purpose.
defeats the purpose of the whole thing. You know.
Yeah.
And we can't spend that same amount of money on making a gift for them because again, that's the purpose. It doesn't work. So.
Yeah.
So I think we've done something that we've put enough time and effort into it to make it not trivial. You know,
Yeah.
we've spent a whole bunch of time on this and thought carefully and made something interesting and unique
And fun.
and fun. So I think that's a good solution to this problem. You know, how to give a present back to the people
Right.
that is, I don't know if it's valuable. I don't know. I don't want to think about that stuff. You know, somebody said, "Oh my God, I got a low number," you know, and no, we don't want to play that game.
Kantar says, I got my share certificate last week. It's awesome. Very glad to share in the fun.
There
Because
you
that's
go.
what it
Good.
says on it.
So, well, thank you then. Good, good, good. I think we've got the right balance between how much time we spent on making these, you know, how much it costs us, in other words, and that one's off a bit. That's no good. See the bump?
Oh, yeah.
There's a different bump. Another one. What's she done? Did she screw up at the bottom of the pile? Yes, yes. Look at this. This is the backwards. This was the first few. Ha ha ha. I'm going to be stricter than she is.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, we need what? 3 or 4 each month from now
Yeah,
on for the next little
so
while. Okay.
That should keep us safe for a while.
And we're not paying her by the sheet on this, right? We're paying her by time, so I don't need to keep track of the quantity. Can I? Okay, so I'll tell you, I'll give you both the good ones and the bad ones, and you can do a couple of test runs to get your
Yes.
Epson, Mr. Epson worked out here.
Yep. I think that's a good idea.
And I think you know the tricks of that thing.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you anything here, right? I know.
Yeah. And I've got some test run paper now, so.
Yeah, here,
That's-
yeah. So here. Okay. So I'll just pass that over to you. Then is there a printing job for this? No. How is she going to get? Oh, it's on her timesheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So over to you, sir. Both
Okay.
ways. All right.
Thank
Thank you.
When will my fund dividend pay out?
Pardon me?
Someone said, when will my fund dividend pay out?
That's a good question. I don't know. I know when I'm dead and my signature starts to become worth something, then it pays out. I don't know.
What are these ones?
That
just
was
another
no.
test
Yes,
printing?
another
Okay.
test run. And then last up for me today, this is Tsushima-san's trial run of the Zozoji.
Oh, okay.
So this is not prints for checking. These are not going to go out to customers. This is her test run before she now goes ahead and makes her real run.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do with it because she hasn't numbered them, so I don't know how to talk to her about this. I think she wants me to mark them up. No, yes, this is good, this is bad, I'm not really quite sure what I'm supposed to do.
Ooh, beautiful, pretty, wonderful. I love that print. People like this one.
It is. It's attractive. It's schlocky. Whatever word you want to use. It's tourist stuff.
Yep.
It was tourist stuff back in the 20s, and it's still, So we've talked about this before. I have mixed feelings about making these kind of prints. On the one hand, it's pandering to the exotic view of Japan with women in the snow with kimonos and a red temple and snow falling.
Yeah.
Exotic view of Japan that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So do we have to really be, our prints at heart basically are beautiful objects. We don't do prints that have social commentary. We don't do, we don't make prints to try and make a revolution and remove the government. We don't do it like the Germans and Western printmakers do, with social commentary. Banksy, whatever.
Yeah.
His whole point is he wants to change society.
Right.
He can do that or not, I don't know, So we don't try and change society, but I can't help feeling with the prints like this, we've gone a bit too far in the pursuit of physical beauty that we're looking at an exotic parody,
Got it.
So I really still have mixed feelings. But I'm being a hypocrite because we sell them and we take money and we eat the rice that we get with the money, So here I am. My very stomach is full with rice that
Paid for by these postcards.
paid for by these prints, and among others, So.
Right. Someone asked, is that new paper? I don't... It's the same kind of paper that we've been...
No, this is Egyptian paper. You mean a new... These are old prints? These are brand new prints. We just printed these. So of course the paper's new.
Yeah.
These are the old blocks, the Doihanga blocks.
Yep.
1935 or something, or 30?
Okay.
I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly. I'm sorry. Oh, Suri-san. Hello. Who's here? A gang?
Suri Shizuna.
Suri-san. Good morning.
Ohio.
Hello. Good to say hello to the stream here.
おはようございます
Suri-san, 今日2つのパックですか ?2 packs?
今日2パックで
OK, good. よかったよかった。
ありがとうございます
多分途中で
はい
この生徒さんたちが映すかわからないですが、
あ、わかりましたはい
あんまり皆さんが邪魔しない。It's okay. Don't worry. Okay, I'm not sure what I can do with this. I think what's happened is Tsushima-san sent me over and we're supposed to chat. So I'll have to give her a phone call today and we'll chat about them. This looks good, this looks bad, this looks good. The green's a bit too dark and stuff like that.
Okay.
But there's nothing I can do here as far as check yes, check no, check no. It's a trial printing from one of our printers who is test running. And so there's depth, there's variations in the depth of color on all of the tones and things like that. So this is not a batch to approve for sale. I should
Talk about how to print
So,
it.
and actually she phoned the other day and I should have just simply chatted with her at that time to do that. I sort of misunderstood what they were, so I blew it away. I blew her away saying I'll talk to you later, and she was just waiting for me to chat with her about this.
Yeah.
It's okay. She in the meantime she started another job, so it's okay. All right. Okay, I think that's all that's on my desk now this morning. I have now got to get busy with Aoyama-san, like we have nothing else to do. In the middle of the shop preparation, we've got to make some new blocks here for the octopus print.
Yeah.
Oh. That's it. Then the schedule now. The schedule is changing a bit. I know. What's today? Today is
Friday, the 29th.
So we had originally planned to put the floor in last Tuesday, but stuff happened and we didn't quite get it. So the current plan now is it might be happening today and tomorrow. Aoyama-san and Kawai-san might be actually grinding the floor flat.
Oh, wow.
It might be happening today. I'm not in on that job, so I don't know it. So the goal at the moment is to put the floor in on the shop next Tuesday, closing day.
Cool.
And then move the furniture in Wednesday, Thursday, And rather than try and do it during the week, we're going to just do little jobs, fixing this, fixing that during the rest of that week. Tuesday the 10th is going to be moving day, and we're going to
Cool.
call in as much staff as we can. It's closing day. We won't be open. The 10th of July will be moving day.
Yep.
We're going to take everything that we can downstairs, try and patch it all together, see what disasters we've come across and what we've forgotten to do. And then July 11th will be the first day downstairs
Cool.
in there. And the people who are in for that print party don't know what they're going to get, but they're going to get something for the July 11th print party.
Cool.
So,
That would be exciting.
and before that, what I'm going to do is my bench that we have here will be moving downstairs the day after the floor is in.
Oh,
So if the floor does go in on Tuesday, as we plan to do, then my bench is going down there Tuesday night or Wednesday morning.
yeah.
And from that point, I will be streaming downstairs.
Cool.
So the Twitch streamers are going to get an advance shot at what the shop looks like, because
Yeah.
before the shop opens, I'll be streaming from down there. You know, we're going to be doing it. It'll be testing camera angles.
Right.
What we're going to do is, right now the camera's been here on this tripod because it's in the back room. But once we're in the shop, I can't have this tripod sitting here all the time.
Yeah.
So Aoyama and I are going to build some kind of arm that comes out of the wall that has the camera.
Nice.
And we're already working on a thing for the light here over my desk.
Yeah.
So the arm will come down, the camera will come down from the wall, just push it back out of the way when we don't need it.
Cool.
And he's building a stand for me at my left-hand side to take the laptop.
Yeah.
So hang around early next week. It'll be maybe Wednesday, might be the first stream down there, or Thursday. I don't know exactly. I can't promise dates, but just things are happening. So streamers will get an early view of the shop. And then, as far as I can see, the 11th of July is probably going to be opening day down there.
Great. People are very excited.
And I'm sorry it's taken so long. It's taken more than 5 months.
Yeah.
We all know why it's taken more than 5 months, but whatever. In retrospect, I made the wrong decision. We should have hired somebody to do this. You know, when you speak economically, I've spent 5 months rent, wasted 5 months rent, and that 5 months rent we could have paid to a professional company to do it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be my shop. It would be something that they had fooled around with, and we designed it as we built it. Stuff we found
In the walls.
shaped the
and stuff.
design as we did it, and if we'd hired it out, it wouldn't have been done that way. You know? So I don't care. Whatever. It's done. It's done. It's done. Yeah, I walked to Shin Nakamise yesterday, and a shop that had been there last week disappeared last week, and a curtain went in front of it for construction. And now, bang! A week later, a totally brand new shop, gutted to the concrete, built up a new shop in 1 week, and it's awful. When you stand back and look, the design is beautiful. You go back and touch it, it's plastic and just I'll show you where this is. You can go and have a look at it yourself.
Wait,
It's
which are you talking about? The Korean treat
no,
shop?
no,
Oh,
no, the Shin
another one.
Nakamise, just 2 blocks behind us
okay.
here, the arcade.
Got it.
They've gutted it and built a new shop, and it's a parody. It's a plastic aluminum. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Because I saw the new treat shop, which they also gutted.
Oh,
and
it's coming along.
rebuilt.
This guy, we
It's
chatted with the
coming
guy
along.
yesterday. He's sitting there tapping with his hammer. It's
Oh,
a couple
okay.
of guys doing it. The
Okay.
woodwork guys doing it. They're calling the electrical guy doing it. They're
Okay.
normal dudes, you know.
Yeah.
And they're working to a plan that's drawn for them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
Okay.
Not
Good to
like the other one.
No, no,
That-
no, 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 no. I'll show you about it later.
Yeah. Check it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm out of work here today right now,
Okay.
and I have got a ton of things to do, so it might be early, I don't know, but I think I got to wrap this up.
Just a couple minutes, so we
Whatever.
will
It's okay, it's
see
okay,
you
it's
all
okay,
next
it's okay.
time.
Are you guys, where's the boss? Is she going to say goodbye or nothing? Doesn't matter. No, it's okay.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
okay.
matter. Whatever. Sorry about the confusion about the octopus carving, and actually as it stands right now, I have no idea what the stream is going to be tomorrow, because there's no way I can have those wood blocks ready for tomorrow, not with today's schedule. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't carve. The print checking is all done. There's no tracing to do. I could go back to the iPad and do the next color separation. Nobody wants me to do that. Whatever, I'll think of something.
People saying bark stream on the great waves.
Huh?
This
Oh,
stash of great waves. Pull out
surgery on the great waves. It's possible, I guess. I could do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Right now, I can't think that far in advance. Sorry for the confusion today. Thanks very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks. See you later.
Sign is off, Cameron.
Okay. We have a hot mic. And
Do we? I
we
should
are
cough.
out of-